All right, we are back and better than ever. And on this episode of Muckspout Podcast, we're going to be diving a little deeper into the Muckspout Split, its origins, and the new stories involved. So stick around.
We love punk rock, we love comics, we are the misfits and the weirdos, we are Muckspout, we're having fun here, why don't you join us? Yeah! Everyone's invited, we are Muckspout. The little guys, the overlook, you know we've got your backs. The indie and the underground, oh yeah! Everyone deserves a chance to let their bright light shine. We're Muckspout, oh yeah! We're Muckspout, oh yeah! We're Muckspout, oh yeah! We're Muckspout, oh yeah!
That's all the time.
That's all the time. All right, so here we are with another episode of the Muckspout Podcast.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, as usual.
And so Muckspout Split number 1. What's the first time you remember talking about this project?
Feels like it was forever ago. Was it like middle of last year? Early last year? I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, so it was definitely when Ben Cook was with us, which probably was that over a year ago now. He jumped ship to pursue schooling, and we had talked at the time he was going to contribute a comic that he actually had already had completed.
All right, I forgot about that early incarnation of everything. Yeah.
And I was actually going to continue Scorched Birth and Blister in Muckspout instead of putting out more Blister comics. But then I decided that I wanted to do Blister comics also. I can't.
And it's hard to like serialize something like that. Yours are very fun and episodic. So
yeah, if I'm going to do something short, I want it to fit. Like, I don't want to stop mid-story and make somebody wait, till we decide to do another one.
Exactly. And this is a good way to tell short little vignettes in the world of Blister so that you can, experiment with side characters and stuff. I would imagine would be a great way to do something like that. So,
yep. So, so that was early on. I don't think you even had definitely the Stardust projector was not a concept at the time, I think, right?
No, I had that kind of feel. Had been around for a while where I was going to do an artifact kind of thing. I'd been kicking that around, but I didn't have any characters set around it. I just had that loose idea of like, all right, I want it to be haunted artifacts, but they're specifically musical, so I can keep it, like tie in musicians and things like that I want to like incorporate into it. And then I like dopey characters. So, like Nell is the more serious character. She gets things done. And Jimmy he's good at what he does for tech and things like that, but he's a dope and we love him for being a dope. So he's the good comedic foil to, Nell's serious side.
So previous to us talking about it with Ben, I had been working with a group to put out a Muckspout zine, and there was all kinds of there was maybe 6 of us kind of throwing together, so like a couple local buddies that I've kind of grew up doing comics with were involved and could get re-involved as the split goes on. And then J.M. Hunter, who you're probably familiar with, he was part of it. And I don't know, it's hard managing a big group and a big project, and then also trying to like do your own stuff, and life as an adult is just busy. And so that whole project kind of got too big to even like get off the ground, like to even start on.
And to give you guys kind of an insight into us not really knowing as much about the comic industry as some people. Like people like we just in the last episode we just talked about Travis Gibb, and he's done a lot of successful anthologies and things. But honestly, we don't know things like, do you have to, pay people? Do you, how many comps is normal for somebody to get?
Yeah.
We don't know the answers to any of this. So we just kind of were like, all right, if we pare it back a little bit.
Yeah. If it's just us putting
yeah.
together this first one.
Yeah. If we're only disappointing each other, then we're okay. So
yeah, that was the way to go. It was too much to sort all that out, not knowing like what kind of audience is even out there, and just I don't know, like this is something that I would love to get to be able to do a couple times a year or something even. And getting too big, just that's just not I don't know. I would love to be part of something like that. Like if somebody's putting together a big book, I'd love to jump in on it with a blister story, even a feral punk story at this point. But yeah, this
listen to Eric. He's already ready to jump into another project and just abandon me. I'm going to be left in the gutter here. It's okay.
Man, I had worked on like all of everything that needed to be done, like supplementary for the comic. Like you got the the credits pages, the covers all finished up, our story's all ready, like everything's kind of print ready for this whole book. And then I was back to working on blister again, and then I was out of town, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta put together a video, I gotta finish up this Kickstarter page. Like I'm just always all over the place. So I told myself I can't touch blister for another month.
But I will give credit where credit's due. Eric put together an amazing amount of stuff for the project in the last week leading up to the launch. I just kept seeing stuff coming, and it was all high quality. Like the video was awesome. And do you want to talk about the video and what your basis for it was?
Yeah. So I was trying to find something music related, and 90s nostalgia is like where my brain is permanently like resides. So now that's what I call music CD commercials. It's either that or like the party rock, like where they had like the people on the boat, like always dancing, and like those kind of commercials were kind of in my head. And but now that's what I call music. I took their the first one that they did, and I kind of went line by line and kind of fit it around the Muckspout Split, and tweaked it here and there, and kind of came up with that script. And then Jay was awesome enough to record video of himself recording, so I was able to match up his video of him recording with the actual song, and kind of have a music video thing going on at the beginning of it. And then, at the parts where they would show the different songs in the old commercials, I was able to bring in each one of our projects. And just really kind of, when I was done, I was like, you know what, even if you don't get the reference, I think the video does a pretty nice job of, selling the book.
It came out fantastic. And do you want to give a shout out to your buddy that did the voiceover for it?
Oh yeah. Ryan Haywood is he's actually a podcaster himself with a group, Dungeons of Randomness, I believe is the name of it. They do D&D podcast, and he's been with them for a handful of years now, and he's got a good voice for this sort of stuff, and he fucking nailed that.
It sounded so pro. I was like, in the amount of time that you put that video together and with the voiceover, it was astounding that it came out that well. I was like, this is going to be half-assed. It's like, no, it was freaking beautiful. So
I don't do half-assed.
Throw that whole ass right in there. That's what we like about
all
you.
Ass.
All ass all the time. That's going to be my new clip for the freaking intro, isn't it? All ass all the time.
All the time. I'm actually going to get some jogging pants that say that on the back of my butt all the time.
I missed the juicy phase, so I have to go to that's okay.
That'll be the next Muckspout clothes drop.
Yeah. Close-ups of our asses. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I've had a half a beer. This should not be. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
No, the video was fun. And it did a nice job also of highlighting Jay's songs, which they all sound like he's still working on them, but they all sound so amazing already. Like, I don't even know how you know when the fuck to stop when you're doing that sort of thing.
He's a perfectionist, and it's like I'm amazed at like because something like this that some people could phone it in and just like, because we would have been super happy with anything we got, but he is making the super tight songs, and it's going to be great for both us and him when he gets to use them in the future too. So.
Those the original demos that he recorded were just blew me away to begin with. Like, if that was where he stopped, I would have been happy as hell for this. Like, so just, I don't even know how he stops, but so the video is able to show those and our music, and that was fun. And then there's the new stuff. I sell Blister all day long. Like, Blister is my I don't want to say bread and butter, because it's not like I like to make a fucking living off of it, but
it's your baby. It's,
if somebody says Eric Cockrell and somebody recognizes my name, it's going to be because of Blister. And so I don't really need to come on and sell that as hard as Feral Punk and the Stardust Protector are brand new and are fucking awesome. Like, both of those, like, we could have just put out our own comic, like, of either of those. And I don't know, maybe in hindsight we'll find that we should have, but this is what we're doing.
I think the good thing about like the Stardust Projector anyway was I used it as a way to intro this world, and I did have a story that outgrew an 6 to 8 page thing, and I kind of made notes and saved that for later, so that could be its own one shot at some point. So I found that something like that, where it was a monster or artifact of the week kind of feel to it, where they're investigating something supernatural and just crazy hijinks ensue with either chainsaws or other magical weapons or something like that they can have fun with and tell stupid jokes about music and bands and stuff like that. It's a fun way to do an episodic thing. So some will be a nice 6 to 8 page digestible story. Some might need a little more room to breathe. And that's where I haven't gotten yet. I haven't tried to plot out the 24 pager yet, but it's exciting to like realize that, okay, I created a world that I'm actually excited to explore, and I want to see what else I can do with it. So I'm guessing Feral Punk is just like that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have a bit of like a story Bible, like they do when they come out with TV shows and stuff. Like, I have there's a lot of notes about each of the characters. Each character kind of has their own little bit of a backstory. And my next story that I'm working on focuses on the character Dopahannes. She's they'd call her Dope for short, but her and Feral have a bit of an adventure involving a werewolf. So getting nice. Supernatural on that one. I can't wait for that one. Which is why I need this one to fund so that we have reason to do another. Although I think I would always do some more. Like, we'll find a way. But
you might just need a little more recovery time in between this.
Right.
But I mean, that was what was nice about us taking a little bit of time with this one, is we were able to, like, we had the full stories completely done, lettered, ready to go. Pretty much the book is ready to go. We just need to fund it.
Print ready right
So
now.
it was nice that we had that time, because sometimes you're still in the middle of production as you're kickstarting something. And it's nice to know that basically, you know, we should be able to pretty much give a PDF out pretty quickly after the campaign is over, because we're ready to go. So I don't know if that was your plan or not. And I'm sorry if I'm overstepping on that, but it's ready. I mean, I'm so excited for this thing to get out to people. So
yeah, no, I love it. I haven't really talked about the covers. So we were originally only gonna do one cover, and I had already, like, when I kind of started working on Feral Punk, I'll have to overlay this stuff in post, but I did a drawing myself that was very much not in a blister style of Feral, and then I had Greg Warnchek did an image for me. It's just I was kind of toying with the character and trying to find him, you know. And then I shot those drawings over to Erwin Arosa, who is, like, I don't know, like, one of the most like the coolest, like, detailed artists, like, in, like, the indie comic community, I think. Like,
and just as his style, it's I can see somebody describing his style as punk rock. It's very, like, it is very detailed, but it's also very raw in some
it's true too
manners, and it's just, but it's stunning. It's great.
Yeah, always amazing to look at. And, like, when you're coming up with a concept for a character, he's not the guy to go to, probably because it's also not cheap, but I was sparing no expense for Feral. And his cover came out awesome. Like, it's violent and gritty, and
I gotta give you kudos for, I wasn't sure at first about interrupting that with the corner box, but man, an old school corner box on any comic cover, it changes it. It's like it elevates it to that old school style, and it gives me that 70s 80s feel, and I just love that. It just gives you that wonderful nostalgia hit that everybody's looking for. So kudos on putting that in there. I thought it looked great.
And it was really helpful that he had done that blister cover for me, because I could pull the blister characters into the corner box. The corner box is something that I've done a soft announcement of the upcoming blister stuff, but on the blister covers that I got coming up, I've been putting corner boxes on all of them. Like, it's part of what I got to do. It's just the nostalgia.
It's great. And I think for, like, the corner box for certain things works for horror books, having the 3 little pictures at the bottom, kind of EC Comics style, like, that always hits the perfect nostalgia hit for, or like, new horror books. It's just, it's great. And if you can, some of the newer stuff, if you rough it up and give it that VHS box look, it looks great. I feel like I'm slurring, but anyway. So I'll have more beer. Anyway.
Erwin's cover is awesome. That's our cover A, and then cover B is by a much lesser artist of myself, but I paired with a much better artist of Avery Ferdinand, who is, I don't know, Avery is one of my favorite indie comic colorists. I want to just put him at the top for me, but that's not to knock anybody else. There's a lot of amazing colorists out there. I love working with Avery. I've done it through the Dulce comics and on a variety of smaller prints and stuff. And he's fast and talented as fuck. Like the stuff that I've got him coloring for me right now for Blister is just so much fun.
And honestly, like you know, you downplay it, but I think your line work on that one was actually pretty damn good. It was not in your normal blistery kind of style, and it just you knocked it out of the park. I thought it was great.
That's something like I wish that I took the time and to do more art that wasn't blister, but I always kind of feel like if I'm doing something, it's got to be for something. I don't ever draw for fun anymore. Like, just don't have the time. So like if I do something like that, I'm gonna spend, you know, a few days working on it when I can. And yeah, I have like a whole slew of art that is like the blister style was never like my style. It was something that I took various things like that old cartoon Doug. He was kind of a basis. Yep. A little bit of the Archie stuff. Like I kind of pulled together like from certain things. There was I can't think of his name. There's an artist that had some paintings at the Art Institute in Chicago. Very grimy, and I wanted to like achieve some of that with my cross hatching. I think sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's lazier, but the style was kind of calculated. And then it kind of, since blister is what I'm known for, blister is my style. But it's not like if somebody like I do the covers for Katrina for her cat books and her toy books, and like they aren't my blister style. And every so often I'll do something else, and none of that's ever like really a blister style. It's kind of funny, but
it's kind of cool seeing the disconnect from your blister style and just setting back and realizing it's like, holy shit, this guy's fucking great. So
all right.
I'm just trying to give credit where it's due.
I'll say Avery did some heavy lifting on that one, but I was also trying to match the line, not the line work necessarily, but the line weight of some of Jay's solo covers and stuff too. Yep. And also, like, I don't know if it really comes across. Like, I think I got Jay's likeness okay. Oh
yeah, I think you hit it pretty damn good.
And then the other character on there is Dashboard Confessional. And I don't know if he's immediately recognizable, but I will say that I put a lot of research into Dashboard's tattoos on his arm. And he's got a really fucking beautiful, intricate sleeve. And
I noticed that in pictures before, yeah.
Yeah. And Avery nailed the colors on that. I sent him all kinds of actually, I think I found an image that Chris Carrabba had taken, like showing his tattoos or something. Like I sent him something that was like, I was like, oh, this is what he needs. Like it was really pretty great. And he nailed it. Like that really helped. Cause his tattoo was so intricate that like I drew what I could, but I left it a little bit vague and hoped that the color would help nail it.
So now, did you ever consider just shooting a copy of the picture to Chris Carrabba and seeing what the hell he'd say about it, or are you worried about getting sued?
Yeah, that's the funny part. It's kind of like you talked early about not today, but you and me had talked previously about the Stardust projector, and you were like, "Can I use Bowie?"
And I think, yeah, it's a fine line you have to walk. So I made it more like, okay, it's clearly meant to be an homage, but I tried to keep some of the wording more vague. So yeah, it was that question mark. It's like, I think I'm doing it right, but like, luckily we fly so low under the radar that I'm guessing that we're fine. But yeah, hopefully people will still get the jokes and still think it's funny without us getting
Right.
sued. So
Yeah, no, like I have like the guys from My Chemical Romance in my comic and Dashboard Confessional and like whatever like emo-ish people I could pull in. So hopefully I don't get sued. Hopefully they're fans of being told to fuck off.
yeah, I mean, I can't, like, there's so many parody things, like, you know, didn't Geezer essentially have Oasis knocking them the fuck out at one point? And so I'm guessing there's fine lines you have to walk, but yeah.
And I'm such a fan actually of Dashboard Confessional, like for being like the punk rock guy, like Dashboard is one of my jams. Like
It's just a stupid side story, but fresh out of college, I was a journalism major, and I worked for a little local paper in Western Massachusetts called Music Review. And I remember my editor coming to me at one point and going, "There's this new music style. It's called emo. I'm not quite sure what it is. Could you look into it?" And Dashboard Confessional was, of course, the first thing that came up when you go looking for something like that. And I was like, so that was my first taste of emo music. And then very quickly it was everywhere. But it was that, like, the old, you know, editor guy suddenly going, "I don't know what the fuck this is. Could you look into it, please, younger fella," who is no longer a younger fella. And
right. Yeah, so probably around that same time, I was working with Josh Cater, who we had on from the Smoking Popes. His band, in between Smoking Popes iterations, opened for Dashboard Confessional at I think they toured together, and I went and saw them at the Metro in Chicago, and I only actually watched a little bit because, like, you know, I was working with Josh's band, so like I was kind of there to cover them for the early internet. So like I watched them play, watched a little bit of Dashboard, came out and hung out around the band and stuff, and it was too cool to sit and watch Dashboard with all the crying kids. But in the process, I got really into them, and like just last year I went and saw him in St. Louis, and like he's still amazing, and like I can sing every song. Like I'm a big pussy for Dashboard.
It's all right. We don't judge anybody. There's nothing that's a guilty pleasure around here. We love every kind of music. If you're into it, we're into it. So.
I'm down for that. All right. Well, I think we could just play out with our Kickstarter video like last episode, and do this again soon.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
All right. Good talking to you. And here we go.
We love punk rock.
Are you ready for 10 of today's punkiest indie comic superstars in one all-new fucking rad collection? Now that's what I call Muckspout Split number 1.
We are Muckspout.
We'll toss you into the mosh pit with 5 new music tracks by J Prozac and this year's most badass new comics. Now you can have all your new favorite hits right here, right now. Punk from Eric Cockrell, J.T. Malloy, and Chuck Pino. The Stardust Projector from John MacLeod, Jason Miller, and Dave Lenz. And a new blister comic by Eric Cockrell and J Prozac. Muckspout Split delivers the biggest hits you crave, alongside the poignant poetry of Daniel Almiller, a brand new interview with J Prozac, and covers by Erwin Arosa and Eric Cockrell and Avery Ferdinand. There's never been a collection like this before, until now. To order, go to Kickstarter right now.